Government watchdog group Judicial sues for video footage related to the January 6th event. One America's John Hines has more from Washington.
Tom Fitton, president of Judicial Watch, you are now pressing forward with your lawsuit against the Capitol Police with a motion for discovery, for access to videos and emails pertaining to the January 6th disturbances at the Capitol. Basically, you're saying that you need to see the evidence to mount a case, I gather. Is it likely in your interpretation that the court will give you discovery? And is there a precedent here?
Well, you can never predict what the court's going to do. We had initially asked for and then sued for records about the January 6th disturbance. The U.S. Capitol Police has videos, obviously emails as well. And they said they have all this video, but they're not public records and we can't have them. And they make all sorts of assertions that we should be able to challenge through evidence gathering so that we're able to prove our case. You know, we're not suing Congress, and this is a congressional agency, the U.S. Capitol Police, under FOIA, because FOIA doesn't apply to Congress. We're suing, as you pointed out, under the common law right of public access, which is a right citizens have that predate the Constitution. It's a common law right, access to government documents.
I mean, this is essential to your case, correct?
Well, look, the Capitol Police came in and said that Judicial Watch's case should end, and they asserted, it looks like to me, a half a dozen privileges. You know, John, the irony here is that the Congress, specifically the Pelosi House, the 1/6 committee, is now seeking the records, the confidential phone records and social media information on members of Congress, reportedly, and untold numbers of Americans about January 6th, while at the same time refusing to turn over 1 second of video to the public under this public access right.
Didn't Speaker Pelosi say words to the effect that it is imperative that we find the truth of that day, January 6th, referring to that, and ensure that such an assault on our Capitol and democracy cannot ever happen again? Would that not indicate that access to these public records would be paramount if you or any other entity were interested in getting to the bottom of what happened on January 6th?
Well, we want the truth too, which is why we've had to sue the Pelosi Congress and court to gain access to these public records, in our view. This is the key point. Nancy Pelosi and her allies on the Hill saying that 1/6 is the worst day in American history and we can never let it happen again, while at the same time hiding basic information about that day that's in their custody and control. So the U.S. Capitol Police, again, is a police agency controlled by Congress that follows none of the rules any other public agency or police agency in America follows with respect to transparency and secrecy and accountability.
Do you think there's a little bit of hypocrisy there if the Speaker of the House, presumably the Capitol Police answer to her, if she's saying it is imperative that we have the truth of January 6th, and yet this information is being withheld from certain institutions like yourself who could do that exact task, perform that exact task?
The Pelosi Capitol Hill Police is the most secretive police agency in America. And you'd have to go into other countries to find a more secretive police agency. It's incredible that we're unable to get documents directly and the basic videos about what happened that day. We've had to battle them and are battling them right now in federal court. And they're trying to shut our case down. They're saying that the records that document the January 6th event are unimportant and that the public interest in getting access to them doesn't outweigh Nancy Pelosi's interest in keeping them secret, or in this case, the Capitol Hill Police Office.
Tom Fitton, president of Judicial Watch, thank you for talking to us on One American News, sir.
You're welcome. Thank you.